Welcome back to the Tip of the Ice-Burgh podcast, brought to you as always by the Hockey Podcast Network. The Pittsburgh Penguins have now played 41 games in the 2021-22 season, which means we are officially at the halfway point. We only have 41 games remaining. The Penguins currently riding a 5-game winning streak, have won 17, I believe, of their past 19 games. Only 2 games lost since December 2nd. We can put it that way. That's it. Just the 3-2 loss to the Stars, and then that game that happened in LA that we don't really need to talk about again. But the Pittsburgh Penguins are riding high heading into the midpoint of the season. We want to talk about our thoughts, who our team MVP is, what we think the biggest weakness is. We'll get to all of that. But before we do that, let's hear from the coach. Let's have a quick little Sully Speak segment and hear from head coach Mike Sullivan what he thought of the Pittsburgh Penguins at the midpoint after Sunday's 3-2 win over the Winnipeg Jets.
Well, I think our team has played a lot of really consistent hockey. I think most recently it might be our most volatile team game that we've put on the ice. So I think that's our challenge moving forward is to put a consistent game on the ice that we think is going to give us a chance to win, regardless of who our opponent is. And it comes down to, for me, it comes down to a team game, knowing what your role is, doing your job, and trusting that your teammates are going to do theirs on both sides of the puck. And then it's having an understanding of risk-reward when we're out there. I think when we're calculated and we make we make better decisions with the puck, so we put our teammates and our team in good spots, I think that's when our team's at its best. And for most of the year, I think we've been pretty good about it. But and I think most recently, I don't think our risk-reward factor has been as diligent, and that's our challenge moving forward.
So consistency, basically. He said, basically, in layman's terms, Mike Sullivan says, we've played really good. We've played really consistently for the most part this season. Lately, we really haven't, and that's our challenge. We need to find consistency. Horwat, basically what you said in the first segment. Can you play a full 60 minutes, please?
All we want. That's how you win in the playoffs, is playing a full 60. You don't play a full 60 in the playoffs and someone else does, it's over.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not as simple as that. I mean, we're saying it's as simple as that. The NHL is such a good league with so much parity. We understand that you're not going to control 60 full minutes of a team. You're not going to completely be in the driver's seat for an entire 60 minutes. It's just these dips and how low these dips get. Like giving up 3 goals to the Ottawa Senators when you have a 5-goal lead in the third period. Like what happened in LA in the third period when you're tied at 2, you give up 3 goals in a matter of a minute and a half. It's those stretches that need to be eliminated. Yes, you can make bad plays, obviously. It's a hard league to play a full perfect 60 minutes. We're not saying play it perfectly. We're just saying play to your game for a full 60 minutes. And again, it's hard to do that sometimes, and you're not going to be able to do that every single night. But it'd be nice if the Penguins were able to get that on a more consistent basis, and I think that's exactly what Mike Sullivan is saying in that quote there.
It's exactly what it is. We just want to see them play the full 60 because that's the main portion of being consistent for this team.
Yeah,
it was a pretty easy deciphering there. Just we need to play the full 60. We need to look like we want it at all times and not take the foot off the pedal if we're ahead, not give up if we're down. I mean, that's what they're doing very well recently. They were only ever behind by 1 in Columbus, right?
Yes, it was 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, and then Penguins.
Yeah. Okay. That's the other big part of it because we're able to know that we're not out of this game now. We're down 2-0 to Winnipeg. Connor Hellebuck standing on his head, but so is our goalie. Let's just do our thing and try and score. A goaltending change in the Columbus game. So be it. We were still down and we still fought back. It's not a game that you want to lose. So if you're behind, it's not over. That's the part that is also very it gives us confidence.